My name is Mike Davis. I'm an IT consultant from Redditch, and in 1978, myself and some of my university friends, we went on a camping trip just to North Wales to a place called Screeching Woods, and but 24 hours in that place changed my life forever.
I worked for South Wales Police for about 15 years. It can be quite common to have calls, particularly about the woods. Really odd descriptions of really odd events happening in the woods.
Apparently the area is known to be, and I don't want to use the word, particularly in light of what happened with us, that the place essentially was haunted. And then as we drove to the edge of the village, where you'd normally see like a war memorial or sort of like a sort of Christian crucifix, was this very strange statue of what appeared to be a fox, literally with its arms or paws, whatever they call it, stretched out in a sort of like a Christ-like pose. I must admit, it freaked me out. I said to the boys, I said, "Did you see that?" And they said they didn't see it, but I know what I saw. Was sort of had researched the area. Apparently for generations and generations, the woods were sort of renowned for being a place where, after dark, you'd hear screams. Unbeknownst to us, in the previous year or two, Matt had become very interested in the paranormal. I think Matt wanted to scare us. His interest in the paranormal had led to him actually purchasing some equipment to catch ghosts, to find ghosts. And this is the actual machine that he used to make the recordings. Would you like me to play them? When I heard that final recording, I was absolutely terrified, genuinely terrified. It was, without doubt, the most terrifying experience of my life. I had this nightmare that my mouth was just full of fur, like rabbit fur, and literally fox fur, I think it was in the end, and I was pulling it out of my mouth. My mouth was full and I was just pulling it out, and I remember waking up with an absolute start. Stumble out of my tent, I go to Matt's tent and sort of like ripped and torn. There's like what appeared to be like knives or claws or something had sort of gone through his tent, but worst of all, there appeared to be blood. I'd woken Joel up by then, and Joel then said, "We've got to go look for him, we've got to find him." So basically at 4 in the morning, in the middle of this supposedly haunted Welsh woods, we go off to look for our missing friend. And then it was Joel who actually said that he had a video camera with us, with him with night vision. So this is the actual camera, and we actually recorded the thing, just basically to more to see where we were going. We were using the night vision setting, looking around, and I don't know if you've ever walked through a woods in the night using night vision, but it was pretty scary. And then we started to see things. Literally, behind some of the trees were figures. Tall figures, like men, but with like foxes' heads. And I remember it just reached out toward it. And at that point, I must admit, I lost it. I ran, and I had the camera then, and I've actually got the footage of me just running. I don't know what happened to Joel. All I remember is just running through the woods. I remember banging my head, falling over. I just remember. And then the next thing I know, then it's morning. And I'm apparently found by the side of the road. Most of my clothes had been torn and ripped. There was blood around my mouth, which wasn't my blood. When the police came, they sort of took me to the hospital and stuff. And basically, that was it. And I never saw Matt again. Joel is, well, he's still in hospital. He hurt himself quite badly, he fell into a thing. But more than like the broken bones, it was the mental thing that did it for Joel.
Very often we have quite distressed calls.
I can say to you, was after that trip, one of my friends died on the trip, and the other ended up sort of in a mental institution. Something that it was the most profoundly shocking experience of my life. It changed me fundamentally. I moved from being somebody that didn't believe in the paranormal to now somebody who believes the paranormal is very real, potentially very evil. In the woods turned into a nightmare that still haunts me today.